Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit, and salutations to the elect, whom the Lord have given ears to hear. All right, I'm the brother Kahan from the GMS New Jersey camp, and today's lesson is going to go into how our life is very fragile, and pretty much how our life is very fragile. Our life is very fragile, and we need Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And I'm watching the brother testimony, the brother out there in the Virgin Islands. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful testimony, man. And, you know, it reminds me, as the brother was giving his testimony, of how his car broke down and he was in straits because, you know, he needs a car to make his daily bread. But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai made a way, as it is also written, man. You know, there's no temptation that is common to man, but the Lord will make a way for you to escape. And, you know, I was thinking about how Yahweh Shai told his disciples to pretty much be as the birds. You know, the birds, they don't do anything, but yet the Lord still feedeth them. And when you think about it, you know, the birds, right? They just get up, you know, they fly to wherever they fly to, and the Lord will put a spirit on somebody to drop some bread. You know, and their work sustained the birds. Whether they bought a sandwich or, you know, they work at a bakery and, you know, the bread was old and they put it outside and the birds found it. Their work sustained the birds. You know, whereas the scriptures tell us that what's that? I think it's in Ecclesiastes 2. For God giveth, Ecclesiastes 2:26, for God giveth to man that is good in his sight, wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. You know, because when you read in the book of Ecclesiastes,
at the next light, turn right.
When you read in the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon's always speaking on that which is vanity, to which you have a man that works real hard for his, just to die and for someone else to get it. But in the same aspect, it works out for us, you know, being the have-nots in this society. You know, to where Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai will put the spirit on somebody else with something that we need, you know, and will soften their heart to lower the price, you know, for us, for our benefit. They may even say, I don't normally do this, but something's telling me to help you.
At the light, turn right onto East Westfield Avenue.
Hey, and through the Spirit, hey, we celebrated the Passover. We commemorated the Passover. And we hoping and praying that Yahweh Shai, you know, being that we ate his blood, we drunk his blood, drunk and ate his flesh, you know, spiritually putting his blood on our doorposts, meditating upon him, speaking on him, that he continues to pass over us.
At the next light, turn left.
Right? And these are small blessings. Nevertheless, they are blessings.
At the light, turn left onto Linden Road.
Hey, whereas in soon enough, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, like there's another one that comes to mind. Let me see if I can grab it. Salakia. I think it's Proverbs 10. Right. Proverbs 10:3 pretty much says the same. Yahweh will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked. Okay? So what do you think the substance of the wicked is going to go to? It's not going to go to waste. Famish means to suffer extreme hunger, starve, or cause someone to be intensely hungry. All right, but you can liken that unto the blessings, the help. You know, we're the Lord's what's the Lord's favorite bird? The dove. You know, we're the Lord turtle doves. You know, we the Lord street pigeons, man. The Lord gonna feed us, man. You know, we gotta keep praying.
In half a mile, continue onto Warrenonko Park Roadway.
We gotta keep praying, Salakia. You know, I'm traveling to my destination, so forgive me. We gotta keep praying to remember that, you know. But yeah, man, that was a quick exhortation. Oh, and the day of the Passover, the Lord spared me from getting into like a major accident. You know, it's pretty much my fault. I didn't realize that my light was red because, you know, I was trying to do 2 and 3 things at once. But Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi spared me. And then also that night after the Passover, after we commemorated the Passover, I had a dream about a few brothers in which we were in this house. Now I had a feeling, you know, I seen an individual playing with some like a toxic flammable chemical, but it was almost like I was there in spirit and not in flesh, because I seen it, but it was just like me seeing it, like they couldn't hear me, if that makes sense. You know, so that was like, it was pretty much like a 2 or 3 story house that was upstairs in the house. And then fast forward into the dream, I went downstairs into the house and I seen 2 brothers, 2 brothers in my camp. And long story short, even though I knew for a fact that this house was getting ready to catch on fire, you know, I was actually surprised that it hadn't caught on fire yet. But, you know, I was telling the brothers like, hey, let's get out of here, man. You know, because if I'm not mistaken, you know, brothers was looking for something in the house or whatever. But I'm like, hey, let's get out of here, you know. Shit's about to burn up or whatever. And then as soon, literally, I seen it. As soon as it was 2 brothers, right? As soon as the second brother stepped his last foot outside the house, that's when the shit went ablaze.
Continue on Warrenonko Park Roadway for 3/4 of a mile.
You know, and we know there's no such thing as coincidences. And I believe, you know, I had that dream for a reason. You know, hey, so blessings. May Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi continue to bless us and take not His Holy Spirit away from us. You know, that we ask for mercy and forgiveness, because again, this life is very fragile, man. One small thing could set us back months. You know, I was thinking about that too. Like, where is pride where you can actually get hurt by a piece of paper? Where the fuck is pride? You know? But hey, man, with that, shalom to the elect.